Whoa, whoa. Hello everybody, welcome to Cover Stories. We're gonna have a little talk now. Hello everybody, welcome to Cover Stories. This is a video podcast.
Salut Olivier.
Forest.
On est encore de retour pour...
Putain, c'est bon mec, c'est bon ça.
C'est excellent.
Bon alors, aujourd'hui on a un guest un peu spécial, il est anglais, il a commencé sa carrière musicale en tant que chanteur de Million Dead avant de se lancer dans une brillante carrière solo sous son nom. Il a déjà enregistré 8 albums solo, donné plus de 2500 concerts depuis 2007, et a récemment enregistré un split avec nouveau. Aujourd'hui, il te fait danser, Forest, sur Atlantic City du boss Bruce Springsteen, et ça donne ça.
Down here we're just winners and losers and don't get caught on the wrong side of that line. Well, I'm tired of coming on the losing end. So baby, last night I met a guy, I'm gonna do a little favor for him because everything dies, baby, that's a fact. Maybe everything that dies someday comes back. Put your makeup on and fix your hair real pretty and meet me tonight in Atlantic City. And meet me tonight in Atlantic City. So meet me tonight.
Hey!
Honneur.
Bonjour, ça va, mec?
Ça va bien.
Attends, nous allons parler seulement en français parce que je crois que si nous parlons seulement en français, nous devons parler seulement de le métier et le météo. Il fait beau aujourd'hui parce que mon français c'est pas très bien.
Sounds good.
Yeah, okay.
Terrific, man.
It's like we can do an interview in French, but it's going to be about a very limited set of subjects. You know what I mean? It's
That was
just
very clear.
Okay, all right.
That was actually very well pronounced.
Okay, well, there we go. I'm out of practice. I haven't been to France in a long time for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
I guess so. So, hey, do you remember when you guys first met? I was there also, but could you tell the story? Do you remember, Frank, when you met?
Was it that show in France? No, I mean that seems likely. It was that show. Was it the show in? It was in like Neuilly-sur-Seine. Was that right? Is that right?
It was kind of over there. It was a town called Savigny-le-Temple.
Savigny-le-Temple. There you go. Okay. I made a guess and I got it wrong, but still,
Yeah,
it was right.
It was pretty close still.
Pretty close. Okay, all right. Was it in like a 10 kilometer radius?
Yeah, maybe 20, maybe.
I was
maybe
hoping it would be allowed with the lockdown rules, but anyway, never.
Anyway, it's close. Oh, no, unfortunately.
That's a shame, but yes, because that was on that first tour that I did in France with Sham. Back in 2006, I think it was.
I guess so.
Probably.
Yeah.
See, I remember Sham and you popping into the venue called L'Empreinte.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, well, this is my buddy Frank. You wanna spare him like 15 minutes of your set so he can play some songs?" Like that, yeah, sure. I mean, the lineup was Dead Pop Club, so Olivier's band, and my
No, I remember. Like there was a lot of that kind of thing of jumping on bills because I remember on that run, like I opened for 100 Reasons at a venue in Paris. Come on,
Trabendo? No,
it wasn't. It was like a. No. I used to know this, but anyway, but essentially that happened because I knew the 100 Reasons guys and we were just in town, and I just same deal, kind of called them up and was like, "Can I play a few songs?" And they were like, "Okay," like what the fuck? But it worked, you know. This is how you get gigs.
That's a good memory.
Yeah, man, it was a beautiful tour. Like we had a lot of fun and went to a lot of crazy places.
So Frank, how did you react when Forrest proposed you to rearrange his Atlantic City cover? Did you say, "Oh no, another Atlantic City cover"? It's like every folk singer plays.
I mean, it's a song that's been covered a lot, but then that's because it's a great song. It's a classic song, and like it's an important one for me because Nebraska was my point of entry for Springsteen. You know, when I was a kid, I was into punk rock, and I thought that Springsteen was that annoying American guy with the blue jeans, and I didn't really listen to his music, but I thought it was annoying. You know what I mean? And as I got older and I started getting more into kind of like country music and folk music and stuff like that, a friend of mine said, well, you should listen to Nebraska. And I said, by Springsteen? Like, what? Yeah. And then I went and listened to it and was like, holy shit, what is this? You know, and now I have a Springsteen tattoo on my stomach. Like I've come around, but like that was the first record of his that I properly like listened to, you know, and didn't just dismiss in a snotty punk teenage way. And I remember just being blown away by it. And obviously Atlantic City's the sort of the most famous song, I guess, from that record. So I love it. But yeah, I mean, I thought when Forest contacted me about the concept for the record generally, I thought it was a really cool idea. And I have spent the last year of lockdown and stuff kind of getting more into production work anyway, you know, and I've built a studio now down my garden. It's over there. And, you know, so I'm kind of into that side of things a bit more than I ever used to be. So when he contacted me, I was like, oh, this is amazing. This is a great idea. It's a good friend of mine. He's a great musician. It's a great song. And it's hopefully using some skills that I'm now like more interested in. So it made a lot of sense.
Yeah, Frank, your cover is terrific. And Forrest, how did you react when you first heard it? Because it's very surprising. I mean, you know, very, very surprising.
I was sitting right there with my girlfriend and Delphine Tournier, and I was like, oh, Frank just sent me the song. Great. That was really quick because I remember you sent it like, it took like a week or 10 days or something. It was really fast. And I put it on. This is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
what? So let me play it again. It's like,
yeah.
And it grew on really fast, but I was really surprised by the turnout.
That's good. That's what I wanted, because one of the things I was thinking when I was, you know, because you sent me the stems for your parts and stuff, and I was just thinking, because Olivier, what you're saying, like it's a song that's been covered a million times and it's a very famous song, and it was like, I need to do something to this other than just like adding a mandolin and a shaker. Do you know what I mean? Because that's been done like a lot, and. You know, and like, yeah, too much. And like, one of the things for me is like, having now made a lot of records of my own and stuff, one of the things that's cool about that is that, like, generally speaking, it means you've kind of tried most things a few times, and it means that you get less precious about arrangement. Do you know what I mean? So like, one of the first thoughts I had with it, well, it was, first of all, it was like, let's add a beat to this and see what happens. So I kind of messed around with some really trashy kind of broken drum loops and stuff. And then it was like, let's take the guitar out. Like, do you know what I mean? It was like, he sent me guitar and vocals. Let's get rid of the guitar. Fuck it. I mean, not for the whole song, but it was like, that's way more interesting to me than just like, you know, just using what was already there. And then I brought the guitar back in, but I ran it through a bit crusher, which was really fun. You know, and it was just kind of going for because I do have a taste in like a lot of kind of glitch and kind of, that kind of corner of like electronic and dance music, which is about broken sounds. You know what I mean? I like that quite a lot. It feels like, to me, it feels like the punk end of dance music. You know what I mean? So I've always been in stuff like EU and Siberian Glitch and Fortet and that kind of thing. So, and it was like, let's keep the vocal. You know, the vocal's brilliant. You know, Forrest's a great singer and it sounds beautiful. And it's like, let's keep that because that's the heart of it. But anything else can happen around it. And, I went, by the way, and you don't know this, Forrest, I went quite a lot further down that road at one point. And like, I definitely had a moment where I was like, wait a minute. Like,
is this too much?
Yeah, I've lost myself in a forest of insanity. Do you know what I mean? And like, I need to like walk back a few paces from here because it was starting to turn into just kind of noise at one point. And I do like noise in music, but like, it was like, I wanted it to be kind of pop as well. You know what I mean? It's like, it's got a danceable beat and it's got a strong vocal and it's got like a big fat synth playing the root notes and stuff. And it was like, you know, because again, I like pop music, you know, I'm not afraid of saying that. So yeah. And I'm pleased that you were surprised by it. That's kind of what I wanted.
I was very surprised. It was, so the thing is, we spoke about this in one of the previous episodes of this podcast, but your song was the first one where I thought, oh, anything can happen now.
Right. Well, this is the other thing, you know, I wanted to make sure that like what I did would be kind of like interesting, you know what I mean? And like, you know what I mean? The very obvious thing I could have done, I mean, I'm only half joking. If I'd sung a harmony and put like some tambourine on it and played some mandolin and stuff, it would have sounded pretty good because,
sure, of course.
you know, because we both know what we're doing, but it would have just been obvious, you know what I mean? And I personally would have found that kind of boring. So, and I figured, I figured that, you know, that kind of sonic bass is probably, I've not, you know, at the time I hadn't heard any of the rest of the record, but I was like, that's probably going to be covered. You know what I mean? That kind of approach. So let's do something that I think nobody else is going to do for this, because that will make it a better record, hopefully.
Of course.
I mean, there was a moment where I was like, he's going to fucking hate this.
Well, you know, that was a problem when I thought about sending the songs to people. I was like, so what if I don't like it? What do I do? Because the idea is to let people do whatever they want. So, I mean, if that's what they said,
right. But hopefully you're trusting that you've chosen people who you artistically trust. You know
I did some pre-damage control.
Yeah, but I mean, I totally see what you mean. It's like it's a risky thing.
Hopefully everybody send me really, really cool stuff, as simple or as complicated as it can.
Cool. Amazing. I mean, I think it's a really strong idea for a project. And as we were discussing before you pressed record, we're also in a time where everybody's kind of finding ways to keep busy. You know what I mean? And like sometimes that personally that can be pretty frustrating, but at the same time, it's kind of interesting because it pushes us to do weird stuff that we wouldn't otherwise do. Right. I mean, maybe people might listen to my track on this record and go, wow, that guy's been in lockdown for a long time. Yeah. Someone let this motherfucker out of the house.
And Frank, how long did it take you to readapt this song? Because it seems to be a lot of work. I mean,
it took a while, but I enjoyed it because it was different from most of what I do when I'm sitting at my computer working on music, you know, and that was really cool for me. But I guess, I mean, Forrest was saying, 10 days or whatever, week to 10 days. I mean, I kind of got. It was over Christmas, right? It was that kind of period of time.
It was, yeah. I sent you the song on December 1st.
Okay, right, yeah, because I just moved house in October, and my memory of working on the song is living in a sea of cardboard boxes, because like my studio room was still getting finished, so I had like my computer set up and I had monitors kind of balanced on piles of books, you know what I mean? And like I didn't have like a keyboard stand, so it's an 88 key keyboard. I had it resting on my lap when I was playing it, and then I'd have to pick it up and put it down and then work on stuff, and they go, oh, it needs another, right, okay, here we go. So you know, that's quite a strong memory for me, is that it was quite chaotic, but it was also kind of a lockdown period for us over here as well. So you know, I had things, it kept me from going crazy, although people might listen to it and go, no, it didn't. So
Frank, do you have like a Bruce Springsteen story to share? Have you ever met him or been close to him?
Yeah, I do. I'm a big fan, and like versus my teenage self, as I say, I kind of flipped around totally. The big Springsteen story I have, which I'm kind of avoiding talking about because it's going to make me sound like an asshole, but like he put me on his playlist in a magazine a couple of years ago. He was asked by like Vanity Fair, I think it was, what he was listening to right now, and he picked like 3 people, and one of them was me. And yeah, and so obviously when he did that, like I got like a million text messages like instantly from people going, fuck you. Like, and you know, I sort of took a photo of it and had it tattooed on my neck now. I mean, you know, it's like, it's pretty fucking cool. But I have not met the guy. I mean, I know people who know him, but we've not met.
Yeah. Well,
he's too busy. He's too busy hanging out with Obama these days anyway.
And I guess, Frank, you get a lot of Frank Turner covers. There's probably a lot of people covering your songs. Are there any good ones that surprises you sometimes, or?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I get sent a lot of them, and I always think it's cool. It's always a compliment, right? Somebody covers your stuff, that's cool as shit. A lot of the time, like people just send me, it's kind of like kids who are getting started playing music who post covers on YouTube or whatever. Fucking A, I love it. It's great. All in favor of that. There's been a few, actually there's a band called Dirty Freud who are kind of, at the moment, I think I'm right in saying are doing like a whole EP of like, not dissimilar to what I did to Atlantic City with you, Forest, like weird electronic covers of my songs, which,
right,
as you might imagine, I'm kind of into. And then, I mean, the big one for me was the NoFX split that we did, which I heard you mention in the introduction. I can speak a little bit of French, enough to recognize the words NoFX in a sentence. Yeah, that was insane. I mean, that all started because Fat Mike and NoFX were covering one of my songs in their set anyway for a few years, a song called Glory Hallelujah. And it's just that thing, like we became friends like about 10 years ago, maybe 11 now. And, you know, when you make friends with the musician, I was like, dude, I fucking grew up listening to your music. You're amazing, kind of thing. And he said, oh yeah, I like your stuff too. And it's like, of course he said that. He's not going to say, oh, your stuff's pretty average, I don't like it very much. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just the polite thing you say to another musician. Yeah, good job. Do you know what I mean? Like, love your stuff, man.
Great show, man.
Yeah, great. Exactly, great show. And I kind of figured that I took the view that it was likely that this was probably not like bullshit, but just him being polite or whatever. So it was like, yeah, whatever. And then like he was covering one of my songs in the show, and it was like, like,
is this for real?
That's kind of a serious compliment. I don't know, whatever. And then summer 2019, we were doing a festival together in Italy, and we were on right before NoFX, so Mike watched our show, and we were hanging out, getting wasted afterwards, and he just said, hey man, do you want to do like a cover split thing like we did with Rancid? And inside I went, and outside I went, yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Do you know what I mean? It was just like, because I don't know about you guys, I bought the NoFX Rancid split like the day it came out. And it was huge.
It's awesome.
It's a fucking, yeah. And also like, I like a lot more bands used to do that, I think, in the 90s, you know, like it was a thing, the mutual cover split. I've got loads of kind of old hardcore mutual covers like Stamping Ground, Knuckle Dust or whatever. And I feel like people stopped doing it. And maybe that's because the NoFX Rancid one was so great that everyone just went,
they killed the market.
yeah. But it was crazy. It was like 18 years later, the next time NoFX did one of them, it was me. If you told me that when I bought the NoFX Rancid one, I would have like turned inside out or something. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? It's difficult to exaggerate how fucking cool.
If you would have been told that, plus you would love Bruce Springsteen, man, that would have.
I would have. Well, those two might have balanced somehow. Do you know what I mean? I might have been able to hold it together and been like, "Yay, what?" You know what I mean?
Okay, I guess it's good.
Yeah, I guess we busted those 10 minutes we were supposed to do.
Yeah, you told me it would be 10 minutes.
I know.
It's good. It's lovely to see you guys and to chat.
Yeah, but it's fun talking. It's a lot of great stories. So it's
yeah, and you've probably got enough to edit together a cut of me saying something really offensive about South America now, and to destroy my career there. So you know,
I'm not sure I'm good enough in editing to do that.
Yeah, he's just gonna. They're gonna keep the part on South America and the part where you hate Bruce Springsteen. So it's like, you were a kid. So.
Amazing, beautiful.
All right, well, yeah, man, thanks a lot for.
Man, lovely to see. Genuinely lovely to see you guys, and I mean, I hope we can hang soon. I mean, fuck, who knows?
Yeah.
Right now, but fingers crossed.
It was great. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks for your work on the cover, your time, and all that. It's really good to talk to you.
Yeah, definitely. And hopefully I'll see you both very soon.
Yeah.
Coucou.
Bisous.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Hello everybody, welcome to Cover Stories. We're gonna have a little talk now. Hello everybody, welcome to Cover Stories. This is a video podcast.
I'll be back.
Ça c'est super.